chat to Jose Mourinho when the two teams arrived in the stadium a couple of hours before kick-off. Friends reunited. That's a bit short. Pogba seized on it. Lukaku. Well, the new man in goal did well there, Rao. Marcus Rashford in the first half. Not quite so quickly in the second, but a gilt-edged opportunity for the main man up front in this half too. And he's denied on his Manchester United debut.
Super save, but it all came from a sloppy pass out from the back. But Paul Pogba was very bright how he closed it down. He was unselfish. He could have took it on. He puts his mate through. What a start that could have been for his Man United career.
Off the top of Cole's head. Lukaku just brushing opponents out of the way. Mkhitaryan with the snapshot from the edge of the box.
Again, it's a bright start by Man United. They'll have watched their compatriots play in such a intensive fashion in that first half, and I'm sure the instructions would have been the exact same. To take the game to Galaxy, to feel innate sympathy. Mkhitaryan dragged that shot a little bit. Really bright again.
Long serving Brian Rowe here. He's 28 years of age now. The man in goal for the second half for LA Galaxy. I think I'm right in saying he only missed one league game last season in the MLS. Lindelof putting his head on it. Quite close together, aren't they, Martial and Lukaku? I don't know whether that's deliberate by Mourinho or whether they're just getting to know each other.
And it caused a little bit of problem for Romney and Van Dam. See what a good opportunity that was for Lukaku. Martial had that little bit of a purple patch toward the end of last season. Let's not forget what fine first season he had with Old Trafford.
Absolutely.
Certainly be hopeful to get back to that.
Electric in the early weeks. Needs to get back to that. Gets on it here. Pogba to the left. Lukaku. Oh, nicely steered. Mkhitaryan. And it was Boateng sticking to his guns back there. Did well. Rafael Garcia staying out for the second half, and so too McInerney. McBean is on. But the question is whether they can muster a shot still. Boateng didn't really believe then and didn't pursue the case for LA Galaxy. Pereira. The internal competition, of course, Keith, comes in this shape, really. Mourinho can only name 23 players for the Champions League squad. Here's Martial working again with Lukaku. So that's 2 strikes for no return. 2-0, as they'd say in these parts.
A little bit more of a difficult one, that one. If anything, he's just possibly trying that little bit too hard. But again, it was good link-up play. Martial getting close to Lukaku again, trying to forge that partnership. And if you look at the attacking options that Mourinho has now, Lukaku, Rashford in the first half, if Martial can get back to the form that he showed after his move to the Premier League, devastating options he has.
what a difference it would make to Mourinho and life generally at Manchester United if they could rack up a couple of big wins early in the season, just to convince the support that now the club are beginning to move forward again after what has been a very difficult 2- and 3-year period.
I think certainly the cup competition success internally will have been built on in pre-season already, off-season. He will have galvanised the whole squad. He will have them believing that they can win the Premier League next year. And a lot of managers play down pre-season results, performances. Let's not beat around the bush. Ideally, you want to play well. You want to win all your games. You want to go into the season full of confidence. And that's certainly the way they've started this game.
Lassiter has won LA Galaxy a corner. Giovanni Dos Santos back from duty with Mexico at the FIFA Confederations Cup. Romney and Van der would give a bit more height and a bit more bulk, and Manchester United might have a bit more defending to do if the set pieces continue like that here second half. I think that's good-natured. Nothing he hasn't heard before over the years, and with 100 and plenty caps in your back pocket, I don't think it worries you too much.
No, I think it's water off a duck's back at this stage. He's probably not used to getting that criticism over there in America, but he'll certainly remember it from his trips to Old Trafford over the years.
Still doing it. What a career he's had. Some would say the unsung hero of the decade, really, in terms of the England national team and English football generally, but he kept on winning leagues, didn't he? At Arsenal and then Chelsea, Ashley Cole.
I think in terms of level of performance, consistently, year in, year out, he has to be up there in terms of the best fullbacks of that generation, not just in the Premier League. I think defensively, if you only got to look back to when Ronaldo was playing at Man United, he never got any change out of Ashley Cole.
That's his sliding tackle, and he also gets the benefit of the decision as well. They love him, really. Martial looking to get away from Romney. Pogba into the path of Lukaku. Henrik Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan goes again. Lukaku got turned, tried the clever one to Mkhitaryan. Pereira snapping away for all he's worth. It's a good carry by Dos Santos. McBean. The 100 cap England left back needing no further introduction. I'll let the crowd do the work for me.
You can tell with the introduction of the experience of the Galaxy players, Van Dam, Romney, obviously Ashley Cole, there's that little bit more organisation about them, less spaces for Man United to exploit. So easy in that first half with the inexperience they had on the pitch, Galaxy to really take advantage of that.
And with all of that, Keith, presumably what also comes is a determination, a professional pride not to be steamrolled again.
Absolutely. Now those players will have watched, like the Man United players have watched their comrades in the first half. These Galaxy players will not want to go on there and embarrass themselves.
Darmian. Martial. Nice hit.
Well, he's looked bright, hasn't he? He's picked up those little pockets just in and around Lukaku. The Galaxy defence has dropped off. He's found themselves in and around here. They had absolutely no qualms about taking that strike on from fully 30 yards.
Another change or two in the offing for LA Galaxy, it would appear. Kornney. Van Dam did well. Now that is the know-how that was lacking first half, perhaps, just in that little cameo there. And that's almost about to prove me wrong. They got away with it twice over, actually. Young Smith from right back. Dos Santos is down and very nearly out after that.
It's a thumping challenge, isn't it? Santos shows his class, just skips past Fosu Mensah.
Couple more changes then. Now this is a man who's been missed a lot for too much of this season by the LA Galaxy. Jermaine Jones, former United States international. He is on. Lassiter has gone off. And also coming on here is the designated player, Roman Alessandrini, who has certainly repaid the club's faith in him when he was brought in, because he has got 8 league goals in a season of struggle. I'm just slightly struggling to understand the team selection policy for LA Galaxy here, I have to say, Keith. I never really quite grasp why they don't start the game strong, or as strong as they can be, given their fixture schedule, and then introduce the younger players as the night goes on.
Yeah, I have to be completely honest. If I was choosing a team and I want to implement and blood some of the younger, inexperienced players, I'd like to give them a fair crack at a whip. So I would have picked a bit of a mixed bag in both halves, just to try and balance the sides out, if anything. But certainly that opening half did not go to plan in any way, shape or form, and you can imagine the players can only be affected in terms of negatively, in terms of their confidence. One they will want to brush them the carpet straight away, but it was poor, very, very poor in the first half.
Darmian. Confirmation of that latest double change by the coach on Alfo. Lukaku, and nice little feed into the path of Martial, and again Rowe equal to the task.
It's a clever little ball, isn't it? Darmian, he drives inside, he plays it down the side of Van Dam. Look at Ashley Cole all the way over from left back. That's the experience again that was lacking in that first half.
Gone against Bailly. Boateng. Jones. João Pedro actually stepped out of the way of it. Off the top of Van Dam's head. Romney back to his goalkeeper. Certainly a lot more experience on the field now for LA Galaxy.
It's just that little bit of know-how. You've seen Jermaine Jones there as the ball goes back to Rowe. He just pops into that little pocket. He's available to make that pass. He gets closed down very, very quickly. It has to be said by Pogba. Clearly under the instructions, Jose Mourinho, this is a fitness training session where we want to get the most out of it. Puts him under pressure. And Galaxy simply can't live with this level of intensity.
Here goes Mkhitaryan. Lukaku. Mkhitaryan again.
Well, it's a devastating counter-attack. Mkhitaryan drives forward and he feeds Lukaku. Lukaku's actually quite unselfish, lays it back into the pad. quality of pass back into him probably wasn't of the highest level, which enables Galaxy defenders to get back into shape.
Pereira, good looking ball in, very inviting one to attack.
This is the break all the way from his own half. Look at his space, drives right through. Again, it's Ashley Cole coming all the way in, trying to put him under pressure. Lukaku lays it back in, it's bobbling, enables Van Damme to get close.
Smith. Alessandrini. Not sure the goalkeeper meant that, but he got away with it. Pogba, Mkhitaryan cannot give him room to run into. We've seen that already. Jones got back at him that time. Martial picks it up for United and goes. Out as far as Darmian. Deflection on it. Corner.
The Galaxy attacking players simply aren't recovering quick enough. As soon as they got past Jones in midfield, straight at the back four. Very, very slow to recover. Darmian backs the play up well. It's a decent effort off.
Youngster Pereira from the other side, outswinger this time. And it's fired over the top, really should have been put away. Victor Lindelof, like Lukaku in his first start. That's a 23-1 lead on shots. Not all of them on the target, clearly, that last one included, but Pogba. Given away by Jones, looking a bit rusty after his injury problems. Martial, Mkhitaryan, he won't miss this time, and now Manchester United lead by 4.
Well, Jones uses his experience very well to buy the free kick off Paul Pogba in the first instance. And he's sloppy. Man United pressing in the way they do. Forward runners. The weight of the pass by Martial into Mkhitaryan's path. It was never in doubt. Sends Rowe the wrong way. Just strokes it to the bottom right-hand corner.
Never in doubt that Mkhitaryan's class would out eventually as a Manchester United player after what was a very unhappy beginning last season. Ultimately weighed in with 6 goals on the way to winning their European trophy, and a few important ones in the league as well. Goal scorer in the final, of course. McBean second half, McInerney in the first half. Neither of them up front able to make any kind of impact for the home side. Van Damme drawn out the middle, did what he needed that time. Fabulous career one way and another. 33 now, Jelle Van Damme, club captain here. Compatriot of Lukaku, of course, although they played in different eras for Belgium. Lukaku, the current main striker for Belgium. Damian. Alessandrini. Pereira. Very businesslike, the youngster, just sitting in front of the centre-backs. Not venturing far.
No, he's been very, very responsible, hasn't he? Just allowed Paul Pogba and Mkhitaryan to drive forward. Really being those two to take the game to Galaxy in the second half.
And Lindelof this time leads them out. Fosu-Mensah trying to impress Teacher on his first day.
Very, very speculative effort. Again, look at the forward running, the energy. Look at the red shirts. He had options, and in the end, he does neither, really. He's really commit to the shot. It's one aspect that's been lacking so far from Man United in terms of getting to the byline. With Lukaku in the side, they have to try and give him the service. He loves crosses coming into the box. Haven't really given him that ammunition so far.
Did the target man role very well then. Almost through for Pogba. Of course, I don't think it will have gone unnoticed for Man United supporters that Wayne Rooney, who departed to Everton as Lukaku came the other way. Rooney's already got one spectacular goal in pre-season in Tanzania for his new club.
Puts a bit of pressure on Lukaku. I think it's the right deal all round, I really do. I just wondered where Wayne Rooney would end up playing his football this year. I don't think he's the type of player to be content playing 15, 20 games a season. He needed to go and be part of something special, and I think he's done that.
Boateng tracking back well.
It's been so comfortable for Man United defenders in both halves, it has to be said, and the goalkeepers, trying to replicate a training session. Hasn't been the case for the defenders so far.
Pinged through by Pogba. Ashley Cole nowhere then, nor then, and they paid for it. Just like Rashford in the first half, Martial stroking it home without a problem.
Well, Galaxy have gone ill-disciplined in the last 5 to 10 minutes. They haven't kept that shape. A little bit more compact after the break with the introduction of the experience. This is like a knife through butter. Pogba, big rake in diagonal. Whether he means it for him or Martial, I'm not too sure. But once he gets into this position, Lukaku takes the defenders away. Martial's patient. He holds his ground. And he's clever. He doesn't try and bend it to the bottom left-hand corner. He wrong foots row. It's a clever finish.
As you said, Keith, for a while in this second half, it looked like LA Galaxy could stem the flow a little bit. Side beaten 6-2 here at home a few days back in the league by Real Salt Lake. 5-0 down here. Boateng.
Even when they have managed to get into those attacking areas, quality has been lacking. This occasion, it's Boateng. Fails to find Alessandrini. McBean in the middle. Cole was an option of a pullback.
Bit short by Van Dam. Rowe got there. Prodded forward by Jones. Boateng gets on it. Alessandrini was waiting for it. Eventually it came his way. All a bit more laboured than when we've seen the red jerseys in this game, isn't it? I'm afraid. Swiftly out by Pogba, case in point. Mkhitaryan pulled back.
Just been able to break too brightly, it's been too easy. Pocket of space that Mkhitaryan picked up. It's ill-discipline from the Galaxy midfield to allow him such space to dissect that midfield too easily, which then makes the Galaxy back four be pulled out of position.
Lukaku having a wrestling match with Van Dam. Pereira just keeps it simple again.
Well, yeah, again, it's too easy. It's a free kick, 35-40 yards from goal. Simple one. Finds the space again, Lukaku. Way too much space in front of Van Dam and Romney.
Alessandrini. Gone against Tuanzebe. Boateng. Giovanni Dos Santos. Van Dam. They've not carved out a chance all game here, LA Galaxy, have they? Not one.
It's been poor, really poor, even with the introduction of Alessandrini, Dos Santos, they've been toothless. Man United's defence have been really rigid in their approach, giving them an absolute sniff. And they've counter-attacked and exploited that space, been awarded so easily.
Very, very impressive. Here they come again with Lukaku, still looking for his goal here. Denied first time by Ashley Cole. Almost threaded a way through to Martial then. Smith. Well, got a free kick out of it, Pereira. On João Pedro.
Just wonder, Paul, if this is going to be the system that Jose Mourinho does employ at the start of the season, whether we'll see this throughout pre-season, or is it just a trial to see how they go, to be that little bit more adaptable maybe next season, or is it his way of getting two strikers on the pitch? And will those two strikers be Lukaku and Rashford?
Martial was pulled back. João Pedro might be known to keen watchers of the league in Portugal. He was at Vitória Guimarães, who had a great season last season. They finished fourth in the Primeira Liga, which is a considerable achievement given that the big three in Portugal, Sporting, Porto and Benfica, were the teams above them. And they also reached the cup final. Victor Lindelof's Benfica, of course. Rowe gets down to it. Martial trying to steer it into the corner past his left hand side. Forward by Van Dam. McBean. Dos Santos. Boateng wide left. Inside to Alessandrini and back again to Dos Santos. Nicely worked here. And it goes all the way through. And they get a goal and a small sliver of respectability. Well, he knew what he was doing with that, Dos Santos, didn't he?
The quality shown, the introduction with two attacking substitutes, Alessandrini, Dos Santos. They link up very, very well. It's a little give and go. Alessandrini checks his shoulders. Beautiful outside of the left foot pass down the side of Lindelof. He'd be disappointed, but it's the first touch by Dos Santos. Just wrong foots Lindelof. He bends it into the bottom corner. It's a good goal.
They always think they're going to have more of a chance when he is scoring goals. He got 15 in the league for them last season. By for United to Pogba. Given straight back to United by Smith. Martial.
Again, shows the confidence Martial's playing with. He's been very bright in the second half, in the pick of the Man United players. Always looking to conjure, get close to Lukaku, combine, look very, very sharp.
Objective number one, Keith, is to put on a good footballing display. Manchester United have done that, but of course in the back story, in all these situations, it is the business side of the game these days, this global industry that we're involved in, football, and spreading the franchise, spreading the brand, spreading the image, all those things come into play. We understand how it works, and it's so important from that side that Manchester United don't just show up, but put on a show when they do come to the United States, and they're doing it here. Boateng allowed to go on. Alessandrini. Ashley Cole. Alessandrini's one for it again. Pereira kicks that one out.
Man United just starting to look a little bit shaky at the back. A little bit of quality that Galaxy have in those areas shining through. Ashley Cole produced a lovely little cross. Boateng shows good composure. Checks back. Lovely little ball by Alessandrini. Cole dinks it up into a lovely area. Alessandrini gets across. Bailly gets the head on goal. It's a comfortable save, so be catching it really. Going back to your point, Paul, I think they need to evolve the style of play full stop, and I think that's what we're looking at, and hopefully we'll continue to see this, because you've hit the nail on the head. Man United is a global brand, and fans that have been captivated by that over the past 20 to 25 years expect the brand of football, and what we've seen over the last 2 to 3 years, it simply hasn't been good enough.
Cole looking for Boateng. Throws Cementa. Amazing how it works at a club like United. Fosu-Mensah now 19 years of age, and the reality of life for a player like that, Keith, is you have to make your mark, don't you? You know, 19, 20, you've got to be forcing the issue in terms of getting game time, or very, very quickly you'll find that you get called into the office and told, well, we've arranged a loan spell for you, and that can be the beginning of the end.
Very much so, and it's these type of pre-season trips where managers will take 25 plus players So you know you're going to get the opportunity. You have to grasp that opportunity with both hands. And it may not be that he ends up at the level of a club at Man United, but make no doubt about it, there's 50 scouts watching this game today. Premier League, Championship, all across Europe. Make no mistake, if he doesn't do it in terms of getting towards that first team for this pre-season, he'll certainly be on someone else's radar.
How it works, just to emphasise the point, 2015-16 under Van Gaal, 8 appearances in the Premier League. Here's Martial.
And again, those gaps starting to appear. The Galaxy midfield, way too much space for Martial to go and attack Van Damme, and he's always going to backtrack.
Well, this is how it works, you see. Even if you're doing well, you can still be withdrawn, and it is I hadn't really read that script, and it wasn't presented to me as a fact before the game, but you know, that proves it. Fosu-Mensah comes on at half-time, seems to do well, and now he's off for the last 5 or 6 minutes to allow this young man, the next in line, the next cab off the rank, Demi Mitchell. I was about to say about Fosu-Mensah, incidentally, under Van Gaal, he got 8 appearances in the first team. He was an unused sub several other times in the Premier League in that season, so he was beginning to get ahead of the pack. But then last season, different story, and now it might be an uphill struggle for him.
And how often have we seen that when young players break into the first team environment? They have that little bit of fame, they get the new contract, things don't go to plan for whatever reason, they lose that little bit of hope, and suddenly we see them just drop and drop and drop.
Hoping not to be prejudging the issue, we're just stating the reality of life at a club like Manchester United.
Well, the competition is fierce. You just see the introduction of Mitchell. He's been brought on this pre-season tour as that add a little bit of security in case of injuries, and I'm sure it's just a case of Jose giving him that opportunity to go and shine.
Another player we could put in the same bracket would be Cameron Borthwick-Jackson, as Mitchell flies in determined to make his mark. Martial goes on. Open question.
It's the second corner in a row. Man United have looked far from comfortable. Pereira decides to come, then he backtracks, and it just comes off to Santos, off his midriff. Tuanzebe has him, just can't quite get to it. Slightly fortunate, but far from convincing defending by Man United again from a corner.
Romney slid in his own box. Mkhitaryan. Handball, I think, is the verdict there. Ticker tape welcome for scoring twice for LA Galaxy against Manchester United. The only problem is the 5 in the other column.
It's put a way more respectable scoreline on it than what it should have been, really. Man United were in cruise control, certainly first half, but even second half, once they found out a little bit of a tweak in the Galaxy system, and certainly with the personnel added experience, they've managed to get those 2 goals. They'll be disappointed to concede 2 really cheap goals.
Round for Manchester United, Real Salt Lake, 48 hours hence. The team that won here 6-2 in the MLS a few days ago. Here's Dos Santos, and an unlikely hat-trick. Mkhitaryan forward to Lukaku, who's running out of time to get his goal here and going in the wrong direction right now. So no debut goal for Lukaku, but we shouldn't carp too much about that, I don't think. Manchester United have been hugely impressive in every way, bar some defending in the last 5 minutes. They have won by 5 goals to 2, and they've handed out a lesson in quality to LA Galaxy. A little respectability added at the end by Dos Santos. Quality player in his own right, of course. Romney may get the credit for the second goal, but Dos Santos, we think, definitely got the last touch on it. And it was all window dressing anyway, because Manchester United, from the kick-off in this inaugural game of the International Champions Cup, were hugely impressive and hugely businesslike. And a 5-2 scoreline scarcely bears a reflection on that. Lingard poking it forward, winning it back, and Rashford poking it home inside 2 minutes, and they did not look back against a much changed LA Galaxy side who played like strangers, frankly, in the first half, and were punished for doing so. Struggling in their own league, yes, they made wholesale changes against the Manchester United side that started this game seasoned with regular first teamers in every department, men like Juan Mata. And Manchester United right down to business from the off. No stopping Rashford in the first half. Herrera and Mata in the build-up for the second. And nothing going the other way first half. Fellaini making it 3. And wholesale changes second half. But Manchester United on the front foot in the main throughout. Mkhitaryan made it 4. That goal was coming for quite some time. Pretty sloppy period again here in the game for LA Galaxy. Jones the culprit, giving the ball away. They were punished time and time again in this game for doing that. There would be no goal on his debut for Lukaku. But certainly he played his part, and Anthony Martial as the second striker. Interesting feature of the night for United fans, perhaps. Fosu Mensah, the provider, doing well. Martial in behind Lukaku and seeming to enjoy that role. And in this period of the game, perhaps LA Galaxy threatening to fall apart once more. Martial making it 5. One or two errors creeping in defensively late on. Dos Santos and Alessandrini working nicely together for LA Galaxy to get them on the score sheet. well carved out opportunity, and we'd waited a long time in the game to see something like that from the home side. And small modicum of embarrassment about this from Manchester United's point of view. Dos Santos seemed to get the last touch. Romney has the header here. And Pereira caught in two minds, the second half goalkeeper. And whether or not it is to be consigned to history as a goal for Romney or Dos Santos, 5-2, the overall outcome. But much to admire about Manchester United in everything they did.
All right, Jose Mourinho, great win today. How important is it to get off to a great start in preseason?
No, the result is not the most important thing. The important thing for us is to feel the players, to feel the evolution, to feel what we are doing in training. And today we played with three in the back, which is not our main system. It's something that we are working this week to try to bring some diversity to our game, and I'm happy with that.
And Marcus Rashford, 2 goals today. How happy were you with his performance?
I'm happy with that, but I'm also happy with Lukaku when he didn't score. Lukaku was brilliant, the way he was holding the ball, the way he was playing with the teammates, the way he was moving behind the defensive line. We have good strikers, and who knows, Zlatan can recover and can still join us for